That's the one. 2020, the highlight of the year.
I'm at the Service Design Global Conference. Are you sure you're in the right location?
I think so.
Where are you?
Well, London. That's where the conference is, right?
No, it's in New York. I'm here in New York.
Are you sure?
I'm sure I'm in New York. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's a crazy time to have a conference, but yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Maybe we should introduce ourselves. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks like a lot of people are here as well with us in London and New York, but maybe they don't know who we are. So yeah, let me do that. Hi, I'm Jamin Hageman. I am the Vice President and Head of Experience Strategy at Capital One, based here in New York City. I'm also on the leadership team for the Surface Design Network, and I've been involved in planning this global conference since 2008.
So, hi everybody. I'm Alex Nisbet. I'm part of the SDN leadership team as well, and alongside Jamin, focusing on the events. I'm a service designer and a design director at Design It in London, and I'm super happy to be here, wherever here is for you and for us. It's great to be here.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Or actually, I can't say good morning because for some people it's not morning, and again, it's 3 a.m. here in New York, which I wouldn't quite call morning, but not quite night. But it's great to see you all. We've got quite a big group that has joined us for the kickoff. As I said, this is something I've been doing for a while, and Alex and I actually have been teaming up on this for almost 10 years now, I believe. And we actually met at the first Service Design Global Conference in 2008 and did a workshop together. So that's how we got introduced. So hopefully this is an opportunity for you to make connections and that will maybe change your life and your friends, and we look forward to that. As we're pointing out, we are in different locations. We typically have this in a physical location, as you might be well aware. This year, we had planned at the beginning of the year to have the conference in Copenhagen, and I assumed that I would be there right now. Quite disappointed not to be, but as you all know, there's been a lot of changes to plans for this year, and one of them for us was moving this conference to a virtual format. So this is the first time we've tried any of this, and we're excited about what we've put together, and curious about how it's going to all turn out. One of the changes that we made was to the programming itself. So we decided to make the conference an 18-hour marathon, as it were, and in part because we wanted to be more inclusive to different time zones and not just have it in one location. And that's been an interesting decision. For example, again, I'm up quite early and planning to be here the whole time. I'm curious, actually, as a quick interaction with the audience here, just if you're planning to be here the whole time, love to see that in the chat. If anyone else is going to join me in saying good morning or good night or wherever you are, and also following all the way through to the end. It's a little crazy, but we thought it would be a fun thing to do, and again, try to make it more accessible. If you're not awake right now, all these talks will be recorded, or if you're going to go to sleep at some point during this conference, you can catch these later afterwards, and so don't worry about that. Our theme is embracing change, which we thought was appropriate given all the change that we've had to embrace in so many different ways, and we're really looking forward to sharing that with you today.
Thanks, Jamin. So, yeah, a tiny bit about the Service Design Network, the SDN. We're a member and volunteer-driven organization, founded way back in 2004. And our mission is to make service design the new normal. This is something that we totally believe in. And if that's something that you believe in and you're interested in joining us, maybe you might want to consider becoming a member of the community. If you do that, you can access a whole bunch of benefits, including the knowledge that's in the community, libraries of case studies, the famous Touchpoint Journal, which is still printed on paper, and discounts to events like this one, both global events, but also maybe more local events too. To find out more, go and visit the SDN exhibition booth. Now that's over on the left-hand side of the screen as you look at it on the menu. And I think Jamin's going to mention a little bit more about that shortly.
Shortly being now, yes. So we are using the Brella app, which if you're watching this, you have found and are well aware of. But this is your main hub for the conference. All the live streaming will be done here. You can use it to find the schedule. It should show it to you in your time zone, which is very convenient. Also, there's one of the nice features of Brella is you can connect with other members of the conference for one-on-one chats, schedule those, connect, and make those connections that I talked about at the beginning. Yes, visit the e-booths as well. There are, in addition to the SDN booth that Alex mentioned, there's other booths that our partners will be standing at, as it were. So if you have any questions, you want to interact with them, you can do that there.
You can also interact by joining the SDN community Slack group as well. And if you're looking for needing help around the event, we've got a help channel set up to provide any help you need throughout the conference. The links to the Slack group and the help channel will be appearing in the chat any moment now. So they're going to be posted for you. Suggest you join up there, especially if there's any help that you're needing at any point across the day. So it's often at this point when we kind of do a big welcome to the conference, one and all, wherever you're from, whatever you do, whether you're a designer or not a designer. Everybody is super welcome here to the SDN and the conference. And in fact, if this was a physical conference, if we were indeed in New York, London, Copenhagen, you would have said hello by now at least 20 or 50 times, I'm sure. But as this is virtual, we need to use the technology available to us. So I do urge everybody to be saying hello using that chat, as many of you have already done. So please open up that chat window on the right-hand side of Brella, and just a simple message: "Hola from Madrid, hello from London," and then and send that message. Great to connect with people as best as we can in these difficult times. So reach out, say hi, make new friends. And finally, don't forget to capture and share your experience, your thoughts, your insights, the things that are inspiring you about the content today. That's, after all, really why we're here, to hear from our great speakers. So share your experience and your thoughts on your social media channel of choice, whether that's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, or whoever what. So use the tag hashtag SDGC20. So the tag hashtag SDGC20. And that's appearing in the chat as well. Thank you very much to whoever popped that in. There we go. So do share with the world.
So many people have contributed to make this possible. So I just want to do a few thank yous, especially to Yasmin Curcio, who's behind the scenes in all of this from the SDN headquarters. But we also have a lot of folks helping out from the chapters, including Gabriela Salinas, Juliana Amlacher, Clara Grady, Polly Adams, Michelle Cochran, and also want to thank the rest of the SDN HQ, the SDN leadership team, and the submission reviewers who reviewed a bunch of submissions for Copenhagen at the beginning of this year, thinking that that's what was going to happen. We actually have some of those talks featured in this conference, and then the many other chapter volunteers who are supporting us today. Also want to thank our MCs who you'll be meeting throughout the day, people you may know from the SDN community, Stina Van Hoof, David Morgan, Mark Fontaine, and Mariana Tartarian, and we'll give them a little introduction a little bit later. But so many people have contributed to this. It's been a big journey. We're very excited to be here and thank everybody for that.
We'd also like to recognize our partners and friends of this event and of the SDN. Without their support, we wouldn't be able to host this. This simply wouldn't be able to happen. So there's a few people here as well. So we've got Deloitte, Fjord, Mural, More Than Metrics, Bridgeable, Design It, Creative Reaction Lab, Halon, Optimal Workshop, Harmonic, Service Design Show, and Service Design Podcast. There's probably a couple more there that I'm afraid we've missed off the list, but thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, not forgetting our academic partners, our roots in many respects. So we want to thank and shout out to the Chiba University, Cork Institute of Technology, Laurea, Politecnico Milano, the Savannah College of Art and Design, Service Design Lab, and Aalborg University. Thank you all.
Excellent. And I just realized I said Mariana instead of Marina Tartarian, so I apologize for that. But we'll be meeting her later on in the day as she MCs the latter half of the conference. So I did mention that this conference was meant to be in Copenhagen. For a quick check-in there to see how things are, let's go to the Danish team.
Good morning. Good morning from
Good morning.
Copenhagen.
Go ahead, guys, you're on.
Good morning. Good morning from Copenhagen. We are excited to be planning the next year's conference. So we'll be starting in April, the 22nd and 23rd, and we really hope to see you there. This is a part of the conference team. This is Lilith, Peter, myself, Katrina, and Gatswell. And we also have quite a few people behind the team who aren't represented here today.
Yeah, and in addition to us representing the Service Design Network Denmark as a chapter, we will also be partnering with the Danish Design Center for the conference in 21. So that's hugely excited.
Yeah, we put together a really great diverse team, different profiles, and we're right now aiming for a hybrid conference. So being on site locally in Copenhagen, but also being able to participate virtually.
And I'm happy to say that we are really close to be able to send out the very exciting speakers that we have on the program. We are, to be quite honest, and we're not really proud to say that we have an extremely exciting program coming up for you in Copenhagen. And as Gertrude just mentioned, we're working hard to be creative around creating a hybrid experience. So of course, Copenhagen is the place to be in April, but we're also working on connecting the virtual conference and the physical conference in new and exciting ways. So look forward to that.
We look forward to seeing you. Bye.
Bye, guys. And one more thank you to the Danish team and the Danish Design Council. They've been great throughout this year, adjusting to our change in plan. So thank you, guys. And thanks for joining us this morning.
So now I'd like to introduce the SDN president, Birgit Marger, who's going to share a few brief thoughts on embracing change, our theme, and what this year has meant so far for service design and how the SDN is responding to changes in the world. Birgit.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening. Hello, world. Thank you, Alex, for introducing me. This is my 13th conference. I think I'm one of the very few people who have attended all conferences of the Service Design Network. And one could think that the 13th conference is a bad omen. Pandemic, ecology, politics, things are looking really, really dark this year. And I don't want to sweet talk that, but I would like to say that as service designers, we are in our hearts and in our minds optimistic. And if I look back at the last 25 years when I have been involved in developing service design, I have seen so many changes happen. Can you imagine? There was no mobile phone, there was no web, there was just fax machines and stuff when I started developing service design. So when I look at that, we as a service design community have gone through a phase of playful experiments where we brought design to the world of services. That was in the middle of the 90s. In the beginning of the 2000s, we have started to frame the practice. We have started to build definitions, to visualize processes, to label tools, to develop a language for service design. I call that the phase of framing and formalizing. And then we started expanding. That was already in the middle of the 2000s when suddenly there were job search for service designers. There was a new educational program starting. Companies were building in-house service design teams. So that was a huge change. And last but not least, today, I would say we see something that we could start calling the new normal. The new normal is the mission of the Service Design Network. We as a volunteer organization strongly believe that service design can make and will make the world a better place, and we want to see it everywhere. We want to see it in education, we want to see it in the public sector, we want to see it in the private sector, we want to see agencies, we want to see in-house teams that work with service design. So the new normal is our mission, and as I said, I already see the doors opening for the new normal. But what is next? Last year, end of last year, I started research with the service design community and with my students at Köln International School of Design at the Technical University here in Cologne about the future of service design. We did a couple of rounds of Tricidar research. We had a nice and exciting summit beginning of this March. I think it was the last big event the service design community had here in Cologne. And through that process, we identified 8 thought-provoking topics for the future of service design. I do not want to go into the details here. I just would like to highlight 3 of these domains for the future of service design. One of them is embrace technology. I think we have always been very human-centered, very qualitative, and now suddenly we see that we can go beyond this physical, hands-on research and work. We are suddenly doing research online. We are using the technologies to underline to support our research. I see the first agencies hiring data scientists. I see smart service scenarios. I see technology as a stakeholder at the table of service design projects. So embrace technology. That is one of the domains where the future of service design will get really strong. Another one that I would like to highlight is education. Education will become more and more important. And I'm super happy to see our academic partners at the global conference this year. For students, it is usually very difficult to participate in the conferences, just the costs related with travel, with accommodation, with conference tickets, they are usually too high. So usually we have them only as volunteers. This year we were able to embrace the strong university partners to bring their students to the conference. And I think this is something we will never lose. We will try to keep this going for the coming years. So education is super important, not only in academic context, also education within companies. So I think we have to develop clear standards, very transparent curricula, so that the education has a high quality, and we have to evolve our educational approaches, embracing the topics that are coming to the world now. The last thing, and this is one that is for us as Service Design Network and for me personally, I would say at this point, the most important one, it is about ethics. As service designers, I think we have always regarded ourselves as human-centered, holistic, integrative, but the Black Lives Matter movement this year has made us reflect, and we realize that design as a whole and service design are not as inclusive and not as diverse as they should be. Design and service design is pretty much rooted in the white community. And you have to ask yourself, why is that? So the whole topic of ethics, including gender, including diversity, including also sustainability, are things that we need to approach in a much more structured and systematic way. So I'm very happy that we as the Service Design Network have a team that is Natalie and Max. You will meet the two of them during the conference, who are building an advisory board that will help us as an organization and the discipline as a whole to really be more diverse, more inclusive, and have a clear standard of ethics in our design practice. So, as I said in the beginning, we have 8 topics for the future. I don't want to waste your time with these opening words, but stay tuned to our Slack channel. Next week, the hashtag Future of Service Design channel will be really activated. You will be able to download the publication that I've been producing throughout this year. The publication's name is, of course, The Future of Service Design. It will be available for free to everybody next week on our Slack channel, The Future of Service Design. So the future, we have to embrace it. We have to embrace change. And that is the topic of our special edition of Touchpoint, which you have received as a free gift from us as a conference participant. It is a collection of articles that have been dealing with change throughout the last 11 years of Touchpoint. And we have added some thoughts from the publisher, some thoughts from the editor, thoughts from the event board. So please enjoy to browse through this special edition of Touchpoint on embracing change. For now, I would like to wish you an amazing experience on our virtual conference. Enjoy, embrace change, embrace the future, and virtually embrace this amazing community, which is so open-minded and so connective. I hope that we will get some sense of this connectiveness throughout our virtual experience. So thanks a lot for attending, and have a great conference.
I was on mute. Thank you, Birgit. Probably won't be the first time that someone is on mute today. So as we embrace this new technology. And just so next we're starting to get into the main event and the main programming. First, I'd like to introduce our first set of MCs, which again I think might be familiar to some of you. Please welcome to the stage Stina and David from the Service Design Podcast.
Hi, Jamin. Good day, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Hi from Belgium.
Hi. So I'm David Morgan.
And I am Stina van Hof.
And you might have heard of us as a host of the Service Design podcast. And we're super happy to be part of this conference today.